Alright, so we just got done watching Sailor Moon Season 1, Episode 4. Usagi will teach you how to lose weight.
Yep.
In this episode, there's a focus on the gym.
Yeah.
This episode was
The title is true to the episode, for
yes. This episode was
This
truly
guy.
focused on filler.
Mhm.
I become very aware of the subtitles because the first word used to describe weight, because the episode's focused on exercise and the gym.
Losing weight. Basically, Usagi thinks she's fat at this point.
Yeah,
And
chubby. And
Yeah.
chubby is the
Yeah.
first word used to describe, at least in the subtitles that we had in the version that we legally watched.
Yes.
Had chubby referred to it. So basically, there's a gag pretty at the beginning with Luna, who turns out Luna's a bit of a.
In case you don't remember the cat, Luna.
The cat Luna is a
Yeah.
bit of a savage, and Luna refers, or like I don't know, somebody at her school is going to the gym or something. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And or she weighs herself and discovers that she's gained a bit of weight, whatever. Luna basically draws like a fanfic of Sailor Moon, of Usagi. That's like Usagi's like, oh, what's that you drew?
Yeah.
And then Luna's like, you in 6 months.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
in 6 months.
You in 6
That's
months.
That's like some like blah blah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
some crazy savagery shit right there.
Absolutely.
And sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
And so then it seems that she gets sort of like an intervention for her weight gain. She begins to gain weight, and there's this Usagi Sailor Moon begins to gain weight, and there's that intervention kind of scene.
Yeah.
That really drove her to try and exercise more.
Yeah, and so they all, like, her and her friends, and we meet some two new of her friends. One that's like sort of short haired, a little bit chubbier, and then one that's just normal that we just haven't seen before. I don't know. Like, there's really very little character development on behalf of these. So you have her one friend with the red hair.
Yeah.
That would be about the length of mine.
Yeah, and
who's like just the generic best friend of Usagi. And they all go to the gym together to get beautiful, in the words of these subtitles.
Yeah, they kept saying get beautiful, yeah. And the teacher beforehand was working out. It was like
her teacher was also at that. So the teacher
same
is
guy.
clearly a desperate girl. Same girl.
Sorry, same girl.
Not that it matters, but like yeah, and there's it skips the sort of like, so in the first 3 episodes, the bad guys have their own little like 1 minute thing where it's like we're plotting, whereas they sort of like the audience expects it now, clearly. So the coach at the gym, when they go there within the first 6 minutes of the episode, looks like Jadette,
Jadeite,
whatever.
Yeah.
Who is clearly like the bad guy, like the second in command, or the human of the Dark Kingdom.
That's sucking the human energy.
Yeah.
And I guess we're coming close in the episode to the line that nothing is cheaper than free, which was
this was in this episode.
Nothing
is cheaper than free, because they have like early admittance or something.
Yeah.
There was some kind of deal with going to the gym. I noticed that all the girls in this episode found Jadette as the gym teacher attractive, and there's sort of that instant crush theme that's been running through.
That's at least very apparent through
the instant crush thing. And I found this episode played itself fast and loose in that it knew what you expected, and it was just this weird, gimmicky filler sort of episode. That this was definitely the most like for lack of a better term, jailbaity. I don't know. It was definitely the most like.
It was the most promiscuous.
Yeah, definitely, because there's bath scenes. And
stuff. And here's the thing in Japanese culture, not that I'm a huge expert, but public baths are a very popular concept, and that's what she was in.
At least in anime.
At least in anime, and that's what she was bathing in, and there's just that scene in there.
Was she?
Yeah.
And I noticed, so there was these gym guards, like there's these guys that worked for the gym that were like their spotters or their instructors, and they were under the control of the Dark King guys, or whatever the hell they're fucking called. I'm sorry.
Well, wait, yeah, that's
like the language. I'm really sorry.
I mean, we both slip, okay, but like.
No, I don't.
I prefer wiki.
No, this isn't. I mean,
I would just like whatever.
Sorry. But I noticed there's a theme between the Moon Tiara action, which we've talked about, is sort of Usagi's end all be all move, right? It's clearly worded.
It's supposed. It's It's like kind of like the what's the Mortal Kombat kind of the final smash.
Oh, that's far before my time.
Oh, okay,
I'm far too young to understand the Mortal Kombat.
The Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, is Smash more the final Smash?
Well, you got Smash Brawl for sure.
Okay, yeah. Brawl. Yeah, like 2000. What was that? 2010.
Yeah, about then. Yeah,
must have been like
maybe
19, 18 when Brawl came out.
Something like that.
18, 19 when Brawl came out.
Whatever. Yeah. But I noticed a recurring theme with the. So the Moon Tiara action is the go-to, and it's
the go-to
metal
power
band,
move. It's a power move.
Metal band on Usagi on Sailor Moon's head that sort of solves the problems, and she used it to take it off these possessed gym guys that were the sort of like surrogates of the harnessing the really generic conflict of this episode. The conflict itself was very generic, but the fact that they didn't give us all the sort of predecession that we've gotten from previous episodes was nice, because we already know what the formula is for now.
Yeah.
And so they just kind of had a lot of character moments and a lot more humor injected in this episode.
And they came back to the dumpling head kind of
Yes,
theme.
they did. They brought the
with Mutoki, the
3 out of 4 episodes have referenced dumplings.
The dumpling
There's a double dumpling.
Yeah, or dumpling in general. And
he shows up towards the end, Tuxedo Mask there.
Yeah. And well, Mutoki. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot the Mutoki Usagi dream sequence.
I just remember the dream sequence. I don't.
It's Mutoki and Usagi.
The arcade guy. Yeah.
The arcade guy.
It's very similar to the one in the previous episode.
Yeah. Very, very.
And
similar.
then she wakes up in the hospital, like for whatever.
Yeah, but the power of love. The power of love was
that was a refrain in the dream sequence. Yeah, the power of love, which is a Celine Dion song, and I've noticed that this soundtrack definitely has some at least unconscious reference to the Celine Dion repertoire.
Yeah, and you're a big fan of that song, aren't you? And this episode wasn't it close to your birthday or something? Like, when it aired in North America,
September 13th.
September 13th.
Yeah, my birthday is on a week from then, September 20th. Which kind of, I guess if the next episode, it's probably going to be something really spiritually satisfying. Of course. You got anything else? I think we could call
might have chubby equals cuter. I got
that was
when eating the dumplings when he said that. Thanks for the dumpling, and then in quotations, thin. When she was running on the bike and she's like, "I gotta be thin."
Thin.
And
I think this episode
and it ends with a bathtub scene once again.
I think this episode had bad morals.
Well, it ends with a bathtub scene. Starts with basically.
Yeah, but
it was it was the most promiscuous driving episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and okay, so apparently the second one didn't air in North America, but this one did, and from what I've gathered from our very very limited research, there was very little censoring in regard to that, which is very interesting because sex sells. That's what they say, sex sells, and that's why I understand it. But I think this was weakest episode thus far, with the last one being the best, probably.
Last one was the best episode, and in comparison to the last, this was relatively weak, just because, and it is a filler episode.
I think this also showed that as the series goes on, they're going to have respect for our patience, because it is repetitious. There is a formula. It is a monster of the week, but they know that at a certain point, maybe they'll have a little more prologue, whatever, going forward. Yeah. But that's it.
That's a good place to wrap her up there.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.